Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. I'm
Yeah,
doing great. It's it's great to have you back on the channel. So
thank
thank you.
you. It was fun for me.
Thank you for participating again.
Always fun for me.
Yeah, yeah, for me too, you see. So today we are here to talk about a song called I took a pill, right? A pill.
I took a break. Yeah.
I took a pill in Ibiza. So I want to start talking about this song. Like what I would like to start saying is that I haven't, well, it was a famous song when it was released. I'm not sure how long ago, but I remember listening to that song in parties when I was younger, like 20 something. I used to go to nightclubs and I remember listening to the song. I remember dancing. Do I say dancing to the song or dancing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
song? Dancing
Dancing
to
to the
the
tune.
song.
Yeah.
I remember dancing to the song. But it is one of those songs. Have you ever heard Chandelier? Am I pronouncing correct?
Chandelier.
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 Yes. Yeah. Right.
Sia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is also a song that I used to dance to in parties, but I have never realized how sad that song was,
It
actually.
is.
Like
Mhm.
you're dancing to something and you're not even like acknowledging how depressing that can be. But if it is playing on a party, you would think that is something happy. So this song, I remember listening to the song and dancing like the day was going to like life night. How can I say this? Was going to end like it was the last day of my life, like dancing hard.
Mhm.
But but then I remember being in Peru 2 years
Being
ago.
where?
Peru.
Okay.
I remember being in Peru 2 years ago, and then I was listening to a podcast, and then this singer was invited to speak on
Mike Posner.
Mike Posner. He was invited
Okay.
to speak on this podcast. It was a podcast about meditation, spirituality, awakening,
Mhm.
Buddhism, and then when the host announced that he was interviewing Mike Posner, I remember thinking, oh, I've heard about that guy. Doesn't he, that guy from I Took a Pill in Ibiza? And then he started like talking. And then I have never really I have never really thought about him, like really. But the things he
You
would
had,
say,
or
no,
you have.
no, not, no, I haven't. I
No,
haven't.
I'm trying to get the correct sentence. You had never really thought about him at that point, right?
At the Up
Right.
until that
Had.
point,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
But then he was there, he was talking about how his life changed since his father died and the paths that path. I find it so hard to say the th sound. The
Path.
path,
Mhm.
oh,
Mhm. Path. Yeah.
path, the path that he's exaggerating, that he took in his life after his father passing, how meditation
After his father's passing.
after his father's his father's his father passing,
No, his father's passing.
his father's
Yeah.
passing. Thank you, Daniel. And
Mhm.
how how his life changed. He
His
found
life.
his life. Did I say he? His.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm. How his life changed. He went to India. He started meditating, and then and then I remember listening to the same song again, and he was playing acoustically.
Who was playing? Yeah, sure, acoustically.
Yeah. And then I remember listening and thinking, wow, is it the same song? Because now I can feel so much pain in the lyrics. And sorry,
It's
sorry.
okay.
So yeah, so he starts the song with the lyrics, I took a pill in Ibiza to show a beach I was cool. So that lyrics, like to show someone something was cool who haven't ever like do, how can
Who
I ask
hasn't?
this? Who hasn't ever done something to prove something to someone? So that's
Right.
the first question that I would like to ask you. If you were are in a sense, I won't say a people pleaser, but do you feel the need to impress someone, to prove something
Mhm.
to someone?
Well, definitely. I mean, in my line of work, I need people to like me. Basically, every time someone goes to my page and sees my video, it's just basically everything I say on that video can be translated to just me saying, please like me, please like me, please like me, and give me your money. But but no, I think of course, yes, at different levels, we are always trying to impress someone. Just
Yeah.
working. I mean, a lot of the reasons why we are successful is to prove to someone that, like in many cases, is to prove to someone, even ourselves, that we can do something that like somebody or we thought that we couldn't do. So I mean, to our parents, even if most of us, well, not most of us, I'm going to say most of us, a lot of us have parents that will be happy, that would be happy, at every level we are. We keep on trying to impress them and show them like we can do more, we can do better. When we try dating, we're impressing people. I just like at work, we impress people. When I correct you, I'm impressing you so that you keep on
Yes.
like so you keep on requesting lessons with me. So yeah, no, I wouldn't say I'm a people pleaser, but I understand like that um I need people to like I need people not well I do need people in as I function now. I do need people in my work or just in my life. I do need people. I like
Mm-hmm.
my friends also to feel like impressed by things that I do,
Mm-hmm.
and generally so yeah, I think I do try to impress people in many ways, in different
Yeah.
places, different levels. I mean,
Yeah.
it may not be like if somebody isn't impressed by something I do. um what is different is that if someone isn't, well, what I'm trying to make in my work as it is in the other parts of my life. So outside of work, if someone isn't impressed with what I do, I easily move on from that because it's like you're not the only person in the world, so someone else will like this. But with work, when someone isn't impressed with what I do, it does bother me a lot. And no matter how many other people have been satisfied with my work, no matter how many people like the work that I do, that one person, I keep going back to that one person over
Wow.
and over and over again. So I'm trying to change that with work as I am in my real life outside of work. But yeah, I think we all try to impress people. We do try to please people, and a lot of people say we shouldn't, but I don't think it's really possible not to
Mm-hmm.
try to please someone. Well, I don't know. I'm a guru, but
Yeah. 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 I was thinking, I mean, it's not necessarily related to what you said, but I remembered something that a friend of mine told me. She said she was using Tinder, and I swear I'm not telling a story of a friend, but it's me. It's not me. But this
wait, what did you just say? You
that
said,
I
I
have a
swear I'm
friend.
not telling a friend.
I'm
Oh,
not
okay, okay,
telling
okay,
you.
got it. A story of a friend, but it's me.
I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
That is me. I'm not telling you a story of a friend, but it's actually me. It is a actual friend. I
Yeah.
swear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say no. I mean it. So a friend of
So I
mine.
did think it was your friend until you just clarified now that it was not
Did I
your friend.
ruin this?
Yes, you did.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, but I'll keep. I'll keep the story.
Right. Mhm. Yeah.
So I have a friend who's just a friend of mine is using Tinder to date. Not me, me again. But so she said that she was. Do you know Tinder how it works? Right.
Swipe, swipe, swipe.
Swipe.
I've never
Yeah.
actually used Tinder, but yeah, I do know it's swipe,
Yeah.
swipe, swipe.
It is. It is. So she said that when she. So I know this that I know what it is a match. If you like someone and someone likes you, then it will open this window where you can talk to the person. So she said that she had some matches and then she started talking with these guys. And something that they had in their profiles was like, do you know like Uber? So you have
Mhm.
Uber. So
Uber?
when you Uber, yeah.
Mhm.
So the drivers can evaluate you if you're good.
Yeah, your passenger rating,
Yes,
right?
your passenger rating. So she said that the guys, they were putting their passengers, this a screenshot of their passenger, maybe to give credibility. I don't know. Trust me, I'm
Right.
a nice guy. You see what the Uber's
Yeah.
drivers think of me. I never caused trouble. I don't know what they mean by
Posting
post,
it.
posting this, but I
No, but
think
it's another kind of validation that you have
yeah,
gotten from someone, right? Even if it's
yeah,
even if it's a bunch of Uber drivers who probably gave you 5 stars because you didn't say a word to them.
yeah.
Uh, they want you to give them 5 stars as well. But it's a type of validation, and we always like to show our we like to show our trophies. People,
Mm-hmm.
in my home, when I was growing up, we had our living room, and there's so many photos of my father receiving awards. It
Wow.
So many photos of
Mm-hmm.
my father receiving award. And then on
Mm-hmm.
one side there was like plaques, and there's stuff of us, kids when we receive stuff. There's all this stuff around the house, and I thought it was just too much. But I understand the need to show. When you walk into an office and you see diplomas on the wall and on the walls, we always like to share stuff. So it's another kind of validation. It's funny that it's Uber,
It
but
is. It is funny. Do you think? I'm so sorry. I spoke too much today. I don't know.
oh, it's okay. My
Mm.
throat is my throat also is kind of like
Mm.
cracking, but
Mm.
I don't
I don't know.
want people watching the video to just come into like two people going.
Mm. That's that's sorry
I'm kidding.
everyone. I was
Please
yeah,
feel free. Share
yeah,
your thoughts if you
yeah.
want. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't. We don't need that kind of validation, right? We don't need that people watch this and think, wow, those two.
They have dry throats. I don't want teachers who have dry throats. If you don't know how to lubricate your throat, I don't know what you're doing, teacher. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, I actually asked that to a friend. How how does you lubricate? That's the
Lubricate.
yeah. He thought it was like the weirdest question ever. So
Right. It's and when I was saying it, I didn't think too much about it, but now that it has settled, I think probably I should have used it more.
so, but I wanted to ask you. Um, God, I wanted to ask you. Do you think that we search validation outwards because we cannot give it to ourselves? Do you think it is our? I mean, it is difficult. Most people, the majority, maybe all. I don't know, but we search for this external validation. But do you think is there any way we could give it to ourselves so we wouldn't have to rely on others to give them something that maybe we should
Um,
have?
well, I do feel, yeah, we can give ourselves a validation that we deserve and we need. But there's this thing when you have friends, and people are like, I like my best friend because they'll always be honest to me.
Mm-hmm.
We're not our best friends. We lie to ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
We try to make ourselves seem better than we sorry for the use of the words I'm going to use, but seem better than we actually are. Even generally, we do improve ourselves, but a
Yeah.
lot of times we like to make ourselves seem better than we actually are. And when we do this lying, when we have the self deceit, we do recognize it, we do realize it. So getting somebody from outside who probably doesn't know what's inside your head, like to confirm these things that you have told yourself, like to confirm that these things are not lies, that feels like a lot better. So
Mm-hmm.
I do think we can, of course, we can give ourselves the validation that we deserve. We can tell ourselves that we're good at this and we're okay at this and we're enough. But when someone else confirms what you are telling yourself, it just feels a lot better. And that
Mm-hmm.
is why we go to search for this outside validation. Just to, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, I don't think it's a healthy thing.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who has successfully gotten over it. I mean, you can say it, but I don't know anybody who has successfully come to a point where they don't need anyone to really tell them stuff about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
There are some points in my life where I am quite confident in who I am in that place,
Hmm.
where I think, okay, I this is something I don't need somebody to tell me because I already know about this about myself.
Yeah.
But generally, I'm not totally there yet. I
Yeah.
do need people to like not constantly, but I do like it when people like sometimes reassure me of these things that I have, like these ideas that I have of myself.
Yeah.
And it does feel nice because like it's like confirmation that I'm not lying to myself, that I'm not just scaring myself.
Or if you're lying, you're doing
So
it successfully, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't
If
tell.
you're able to lie so much to yourself that the lie begins to show, that is better, isn't it good? Right?
Yeah. Yeah,
It
I
is
think so.
good.
I think so. Yeah.
And I think it's just to confirm what we feel and just to be sure that we're not just deceiving ourselves in a lot of situations. And you can look at yourself and say, I know people that have body image issues, they can look at themselves and talk about how fine they are, how attractive they are, they're good in their body. But when somebody else says it to you, it just feels, I don't know how to make it not feel this way, but I think it feels better for
Yeah.
most people to have someone just to confirm that feeling. And that's why people say like, oh, they felt seen or
Yeah.
something. It's like it feels like someone sees you as you see yourself in the good ways, and not like people that constantly tell you the bad things about yourself, of course.
Hmm.
But when somebody sees you as you see yourself in the good ways, it just does make you feel better, and it increases that confidence that you have. I don't know how not to do it that way, because I feel like there is no harm. There is harm when you only expect it. That's the only way you can get validated is when other people say it. But I think that when someone says something to you and it confirms what you feel about yourself, it's just a great feeling that I don't know like a better way of getting.
Hmm.
And, you know.
Yes. Yes. It is interesting. It is interesting. I am trying to not to. It is something I've been thinking a lot
Mhm.
about this validation, and because I do consider myself to be people pleaser. That's
Yeah. To
very
be
sad, to be
a
a
people.
people pleaser.
Mhm.
It is, I mean, it is not that I don't actually need people to like me, but it's because they do instantly. Like, it is very normal people liking me. So,
Mhm.
and it is very normal people assuming that they like me because this or that. So I try to embody those qualities that they first, because I don't want them to be wrong, especially if
Mhm.
it is something nice. So usually people come up to me and say, wow, you are so sweet. You are so calm. I could listen to you all day. I mean, and then I feel like the responsibility to not let that
Mhm.
person down because the person thinks that I'm sweet and calm and whatever. So I mean, I should be those things now. So I think when we do that to people, maybe we don't realize when we give
Yeah.
that validation, because maybe
Mhm.
the person never realized that that person is that way. But once you say, you might create like this, how do you say, a um a place where you put birds, cage.
Age.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you put that person on a cage, maybe
Yeah.
unintentionally, maybe I mean, people who know themselves well and people who are well resolved. Do you say
Mhm.
this, well resolved, in
Sure.
English?
Mhm.
Maybe they won't feel the responsibility of being what you told them they are.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's very limiting when you do that to people. I try not to say, you are that, you are that. Oh, I love how, I don't know, that you are. I
Right.
try not to, but maybe they're expecting me to because they're trying to be that thing, maybe.
Mhm.
But
No, I
I,
do get what you're saying, though. I do understand the danger in just like making someone be who they don't want to be and having the person always be that person.
yeah,
Because like if they're not, then you won't like them. But I think to handle that, maybe it's to handle the people pleasing thing, which I honestly, I there are a lot of things that I feel as a person, I feel like I've come a long way mentally and just understanding myself as a person. But there are a lot of things that I haven't been able to shake away. I do like it when people like me.
yeah.
I like it. I like it when people say nice things to me
No, who
about themselves.
doesn't?
Yeah,
Who
who doesn't?
doesn't?
But I
Yeah.
do understand like the tendency to put someone in a position where they don't necessarily want to be, just because, like, just by saying something, especially when it's repeated to you that you're so, like, sweet, for example, and it
Yeah.
takes away your ability to actually show full range of other emotions, because you
Yeah.
cannot be angry now, because, oh, why are you being so angry? This is not who you are. But you're a normal person who gets angry too. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But there is something else I would like to ask you. So in the song, I'm not sure if you remember, but I can read to you. He says, like, he said, I'm living out in LA. I drive a sport cars just to
I'm
prove.
leaving.
I,
Oh,
I'm
I'm leaving
living
out an alley. Okay, okay, got it.
I'm living out, yeah, I'm living out in LA.
Hmm.
I drive sports cars just to prove I'm a real big baller because I made $1 million and I spent it on girls and shoes.
Hmm.
So after that, he said in an interview that he decided to sell his house and live in his car. He donated his collection of shoes. He had a lot, and don't remember the brand anymore, but it was an expensive brand. He had a lot of things, but he decided to live on his car not because he had too much, and he felt the need to have an experience of not having too many things. Um, so, one thing that he said in that interview that impressed me a lot was that when he wasn't rich, he wasn't necessarily poor, but he didn't have a mansion and all. So he used to think that those people who had material things, they were really happy. But once he started making money and he started like hanging out with people who had a lot of money, a lot of things, he started thinking that those things that once were so mysterious and appealing, they just became less mysterious and appealing. And I was thinking about that, like when we do not have things that we want, or everything, like a relationship, a person in our lives, a situation in our lives, we tend to think about that thing as something really amazing, like everything would change if only I had that thing. But in experience tells me that once we get the thing that we desired,
Hmm.
there is a saying like, be careful with what we want, with what you want,
Careful what you wish for.
because you might get it.
Yeah.
So and then, yeah, so that is so true. And I'm trying to, can I say, police myself not to
Sure.
be,
Hmm.
yeah, it is strong. Is that why you're laughing? It's a
No,
strong
no,
word.
no. It's funny that just police yourself. It's correct. No, it's just interesting that you said it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
okay. So I'm trying to police myself because I know that once I get the thing that I wanted, I won't want it anymore, or I won't value it
Why?
just as much.
Why?
I think because I think I
No, I
think
mean, if you want something, I feel like it's this unnecessary expectation of the things that we want. I mean, I want something and I know what it's going to be, and when it comes to me, I'll be happy that I have it and I'll live with it.
and I think the way I want things.
I mean, there's a difference with just, I guess, just wanting and desiring something so
Yeah,
much that
maybe
it's
that's the
not
word.
all
Yeah.
of you. And
No,
maybe
it's
that's
not.
the
Yeah.
problem, like with a lot of people who get unhappy when they get like rich or something. It's that they desire wealth. I mean, I want to have money. I do want to have enough money to take care of myself. I don't desire it, but it would be nice. And when I have money, I'm not going to be unhappy
Yeah. No,
because
no, no.
I,
But you're setting proper expectations. But I
yeah,
think the
well, that
danger
is the
is,
thing. Yes.
yeah, that
Like
is the thing.
if you're talking about relationships, I don't know why people have these ridiculous expectations of relationships, these fairy tale relationships that have created
Yeah.
in your mind, this romantic movie relationships. I also watch romantic movies, but I never expect to run in the rain to meet anybody. If we've missed it and it's raining, I mean, okay, next time. No, I'm kidding there, but I feel like it's the unnecessary expectations that we put on these things that we want. And
Yeah.
when it comes to us, it just like it means it's nothing. Because
Yeah.
if you get what you want and now you want something else, you just keep You're never
Yeah.
satisfied. Oh, do you know
Yes.
Hamilton? Do you
Sorry?
know Hamilton? Hamilton.
No, who is Hamilton?
Sidebar. I will write you about it on
Okay.
Skype.
Okay.
But
Who is
uh,
him?
sorry?
Who
No,
is him?
it's a musical. It's a
Oh,
musical.
okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, I'll write you about it. You should watch it. But no, yeah, I feel like it's the unnecessary expectations, what people expect these things to be.
Mm-hmm.
Also about selling his house or donating his things and wanting to understand how it is to live in like an unprivileged life for I think for him, well, I don't know what he went through then. I know he was in a lot of pain, but he it was impossible for him to live and experience life in like without privilege because no matter what, even if he was living in his car, he still had his money. He could
Yeah.
have opened that door and gone back to a new house at any time that he
Yeah.
wanted. So I think that experiment or whatever he did was very unnecessary. I think that it's a ridiculous desire of people to want to live like people that are not privileged. It's only privileged people that, of course, privileged people are the only ones that want to go somewhere and
Yeah.
experience life as someone. It's not great to be without privilege. It's not a life
Yeah.
learning thing. We don't, people who don't have privilege don't want to learn lessons. They just don't have privilege. And it takes like really high privilege, even if you're not very rich, but it takes being comfortable to decide that I
Yeah.
am going to go and try not to be comfortable. Live your life. Just be happy with what you have and satisfied and accept it.
Yeah.
People have really, I
Mm.
think I personally, I just understand that I want to make money to take care of my, for example, with money, let's use money. I want to make money to care for my family, to care for myself as I grow in the future. I understand what I'm going to make. I'm not going to try to do anything ridiculous, anything out of my way to get money, to show anything. I'm not showing anybody anything with the money. So I'll be happy with what I get. When I'm comfortable, I'll be happy. And that is all. Because being uncomfortable is stressful, and being stressed is not happiness. And it's the same with relationships. If I'm comfortable in a relationship, I am happy. If I am not happy. And then it shouldn't be. I'm not going to keep putting expectations on people, what they should be or what they should create in a relationship. You want someone to do this for you and do that or bring this to the table and that to the table. Just be,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
So we
But
should pursue happiness. That's the only
yeah, right. But yeah,
thing.
just like I, I really don't like people who get rich, for example, and then start telling other people who want to get rich that it's not the answer to all your problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're saying that from your like really high position to someone who is like stressed with life, trying to get up there. It's not the answer to your problems. Yeah, people get rich and they start to make stupid mistakes because they cannot just be happy with what they have. They just want to keep showing off and keep being in places where they don't need to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
but money can answer a lot of people's problems.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, Daniel, thank you for this
Thank you so
conversation.
much. Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
fun to chat with you.
No, yeah, yeah. I love how we take a topic and we go, how
Yes.
can I say, forward, then we come back and then we go.
Yeah, we
So,
just allow the topic to go where it wants to go, you know?
yeah,
Don't police the topic.
don't, it's something we actually say in Portuguese. That's why I try it in English. I have
Really?
never heard that. Yeah.
Oh no, no, police. No, no. You can use it. It's an English-like expression. You can use it in
But
English.
is it better to say watch? I should watch myself? Or
Yeah,
police is
yeah,
a,
yeah, yeah. It's okay. Police is correct. No, it's actually something you can say in English. It's just
yeah.
fun that you said it. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So
Mm.
I wish you a great weekend and I'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you
Thank you.
next week. It was a
Yes,
pleasure,
yes.
like always. So thank you,
Mine too.
Daniel.
Goodbye.
Bye
Have a nice
bye.
week. Bye.
Thank you.